Hello and welcome to the Happy Hour. I'm your host, and if you're watching me, that means I'm happy. Here we're going to be going over some of the last week's biggest stories from the world of pro wrestling, but first, this week's drink special. Sometimes when you want an old-fashioned, it can be tempting to let a friend reach out and give you a helping hand, but today, folks, Happy's here to show you how to take care of yourself. First off, it's all about the whiskey. Usually you'd go for a bourbon, but I'm going with scotch because it's what I had and I'm a grown-ass man. Don't be cheap. If you can't drink it straight, you can't drink it in an old-fashioned, so make a whiskey sour instead. Next, you need some bitters, some sugar, and a little bit of water. We're skipping the mixer this time, so get some ice in your cup and add 2 ounces of the bourbon, a couple of splashes of bitter, about half a teaspoon of sugar, and about a teaspoon of water. If you're feeling fancy, you can rim and garnish with orange, but that is it. Thumbs on the table, and that is how to properly give yourself an old-fashioned, or give one to a friend. Please, drink responsibly. Welcome back. Before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge the life and legacy of late Mexican wrestler Cesar Barón, also known as Silver King. Barón collapsed in the ring last Saturday at a Lucha Libre show in London. Believed to have suffered a heart attack, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Known for his work throughout the US and Mexico, fans may also recognize Barón for his role in Nacho Libre as antagonist Ramses. Silver King competed in the WCW notably between 1997 and 2000, ultimately taking on Juventud Guerrero for the Cruiserweight Championship in 1998. WWE said on Twitter that it was saddened to learn of the 51-year-old wrestler's death, and fellow Mexican wrestler Elijah del Santo also said, perhaps putting it best, "I deeply regret the death of my great rival and partner in so many battles. He went as he wanted, fighting. Couldn't put it any better than that." Moving on to our next story, Goldberg versus Undertaker in Saudi Arabia. Announced early last week by WWE, Bill Goldberg and The Undertaker will face each other at the King Abdullah Sports Stadium in Saudi Arabia. Also featuring Triple H and Randy Orton and a 50-man battle royale, the Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia will air at 9 p.m. AST. Again with these time zones, what the fuck is with AST? Is that before or after nap time? Gotta have nap time. Let us know what you think about the Saudi Super Showdown in the comments below. In other news, recently unearthed online comments land a WWE star in hot water. Yes, Lars Sullivan is in the doghouse after 6 years of casual racism, homophobia, and general shitposting on an online bodybuilding forum resurfaced. The comments made by Lars, aka Dylan Miley, had been known about in the past but recently resurfaced after a fan had asked Big E about them on Twitter. Many are aware. If true, he has to bear the albatross of being a bigot and working in a company that is now filled with minorities. As you might expect, the comments have ruffled tail feathers across the board, including the most notably influential tail feathers of Mars Wrigley, top sponsor for the WWE, who had reached out to see what WWE was going to do about the comments. Responding to pressure, WWE has slapped Dylan Miley with a hefty fine and also made him undergo sensitivity training as well as compulsory work with community outreach groups. So how much did they hit him for? How much does it cost to call somebody the N-word on a meathead message board? Fucking crap! Fuck! Oh my god. How many people watching this just got a cold chill? Seriously, could you imagine losing $1/10,000 because you like to talk dirty on a Mongolian basket weaving forum? Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to our next segment, AEW Watch, where we keep a close eye on the up-and-coming federation that some are saying will reignite the Monday Night Wars. It's totally going to. Maybe. Oh, that'll get us arrested. Right, you can't do that anymore. As predicted by us, last Wednesday AEW announced that they will air on primetime TV on TNT this year through a new partnership with Warner Media. The deal will also include the addition of events such as Double or Nothing on BR Live, a Warner Media streaming service. AEW is promising to deliver a unique alternative to current televised wrestling, shifting focus to a more athletically driven product. AEW is answering the call. AEW is about more than wrestling. It's about a movement fueled by wrestling fans who've been underserved and perhaps even disappointed by what the industry has produced in recent years. With an intention to better showcase their talent, AEW is also planning to move away from scripted promos, choosing instead to allow talent to express themselves more freely. Do you think that's going to bite him in the ass? I think it's going to bite him in the ass. Though no launch date has been announced, AEW is reportedly planning on launching a 2-hour show on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Whatever day they decide to run it on, you can count on the happy hour to be there to cover it all. And lastly, folks, Ric Flair's okay. Seriously, despite rumors that last Thursday Flair had undergone an emergency medical procedure, it seems that all is well. The medical emergency, it seems, turned out to be a planned procedure that Flair had done early to get ready for a future event. Calm down. He's okay. Well, folks, that's about it for my show. Before I go, I want to encourage you all to check out the Mad Titans radio show on STLR.com. You can check them out Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. As I said, STLR.com. Look for the Mad Titans. Let us know in the comments what kind of stories you'd like to see covered on the happy hour, and be sure and slap the piss out of that bell when you subscribe. Give us a like and a share if you care, and as always, drink responsibly. We'll see you next week.